Mix it.
Draskell, what happens if Darkseer's not banned in the first phase?
They're gonna pick something that's actually good against Darkseer.
What's good against Darkseer, Andy?
And what is good against
anything
in your eyes?
Like Disruptor, Spartan Disruptor,
right?
Classic.
Okay.
I'm also Oracle's getting like better in my mind in regards to tier of hero, just because of how much success Darkseer is having. Because that's kind of what happens, right? Like the meta evolves, and then one hero becomes super obnoxious, and then a hero that normally isn't very good is good because he's good against that one hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very very interesting. But I would be surprised if they let it through, considering they're banning Dragon Knight. Like you're banning
that twice.
Dragon Knight. Please ban. Thank you.
They banned the Darkseer.
What are you watching? I can't see anything.
Well, Rob,
now you
can. Here we go.
Now you blame Rob. Rob.
Thanks,
Rob. So here we go. Here's your draft.
Yeah, okay. So Mousesports apparently, I mean, I thought they were amazing in the Boston Major.
Correct.
What has happened
Not
in
much.
the interim period?
well, besides patches.
True.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
There were 7.0 things that happened since Boston.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I think adapting to new styles of play is something that a lot of teams struggle with.
Right.
And it takes a truly gifted captain in order to be able to adapt quickly and get his team to be all on the same page about what is good and what is no longer good. And I mean, ultimately, if you are exceptional at your style of play, you can still make it work in 7.0, but a lot of things are different. So, for example, when Mousesports, they loved playing like their Bounty Hunter lineups. They really liked playing the in-your-face type of progression. When Shrines first came out and people had no idea how to play into them, that kind of style sucked. Because you would like take Shrine fights and be like, oh god, feels really bad. It was really hard to go high ground. Heroes like Ursa became super bad, which, you know, Mousesports were running all the time. So they kind of had to rethink their hero pool. They needed to find new heroes that played similarly to what they were used to. That's why you see MNT on heroes like Tree now and Night Stalker instead of Bounty Hunter.
It's weird because there's always that period of adjustment. And do you think like that early dominance is just the teams that they're good on a lot of heroes and they adapt quicker? Or do you think it's just that Mousesports, like their hero pool was just not favored by the patch? Is that what it was?
I think it's a little bit of that, but at the same time, you know, Dota forces you to have a bigger hero pool nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is, I guess you would say, viable. I don't really like that word, but
no, I agree. I think it's true.
Anything can work.
Yeah.
There's less and less, it seems to me, of just the, okay, they got so-and-so hero. I mean, there are a few like that. Like Bristle seems to have been really, really strong. Queen of Pain seems to have been really, really strong lately as well.
Yeah, it's very conducive to Mouse's style of play, and it does allow them a unique benefit. Whereas a lot of teams, if they're not picking their mid hero first, they're always picking it last. And I think that Mouse has a bit more of a let's give Madara a good game,
right,
rather than let's give Thug a good game, because Thug always gets Pain or he gets a Puck, which are pretty, you know, ambiguously good heroes. And then you get a solid lane, you have some game impact, and then you hope that your safe laner carries you. But unfortunately, game one, that didn't happen because Planet Dog ran at them a lot. And there was Ion Shells and 2 blue strength melee heroes that were very hard to kill.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Ban the Troll and Jakiro. Why Jakiro? Has Planet Dog run Jakiro?
Jakiro is actually really solid right now. He is great against Tree. Offers a lot of damage, good lane support. He's pretty immobile for the most part, but he offers tremendous amount of push potential for not a lot of commitment. It's just a support hero. So you can get away with a lot. In the last game, they banned it as well, but that was after Planet Dog opened up with the Darkseer. And the Darkseer-Jakiro combo goes way back. Really, really good. Like vacuum into Ice Path into Devastation. So the hero has seen a lot of play throughout the qualifiers.
I've liked him for a long time. He's one of my favorite heroes, but it's weird to see him now getting banned. Like, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, you can thank Theban for that. He brought him basically back from the dead.
That's definitely true, actually. So, how do you feel about a Dog Tidehunter now that the Darkseer has been taken out?
Yeah, what are we going to see 3-3 on in the offlane?
Tidehunter still seems pretty good.
They picked it against the Silence draft in one of the earlier series, didn't they?
Correct.
Yeah, the series right before this one.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
He's right. It was an earlier series.
Oh, isn't it?
He's technically correct.
But I just spoke in a way as if it was a long time ago.
I was just going to say.
But we just watched it.
I was just going to say Ogre's a decent.
We don't see a lot of Ogre, do we? Ogre
really
is not
don't.
the hero at the moment. There's just other things that people much rather prefer to pick, but indeed, it comes back and it did have a period where everyone was going crazy about the Ogre.
I reckon that's it, you know, Owen. I reckon
mean,
all the people that are forced to play Ogre for like the last 4 or 5
They were
months
done.
are just like, please don't pick me Ogre again. I'm just so bored of that hero. Venno is another hero that I've seen a few times in these qualifiers.
Yeah, it was better they banned that out for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
I think that
Dire team pick.
between the teams, if you were to ask if there were like a hero or two where they would just agree to not pick or ban, Venno would probably be #1 on that list.
Yeah, I imagine so. And this Ogre Magi is definitely would not be on that list because that is a
10
very
seconds
exotic
remaining.
pick. And kind of overlaps a lot. Like we had this discussion earlier
5
that
seconds
like
remaining.
Ogre Magi has kind of been replaced by Night Stalker in a lot of respects. That he's this
Reserve time.
early to mid-game oriented ganker slash meat shield that can really just make all of the lanes very unpleasant for the enemy team, but sometimes have difficulty being relevant in the late game. Night Stalker finds relevance with the vision, and Ogre finds relevance with the bloodlust.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, the way that I see it nowadays is Ogre is just a worse version of Tree, or a worse version of Night Stalker. Because Night Stalker gives you vision, and I think vision is one of the strongest tools in the game.
Absolutely.
Just hands down.
I feel like
and he takes vision away from the enemy as well, which is so
Yeah.
painful. It's so claustrophobic when you're playing with a Night Stalker on the map. I'd like to see it paired with something that's got a lot of surprise jump.
Radiant
You know, like
That
you want
is-
that darkness
That is a
to
juicy
combine.
pick.
Swift
Terribly. Why is
ending,
that good
TP.
for Dog?
well,
So-
you've got the Bloodlust, haven't you? Bloodlust Terrorblade is.
And we're-
You're taking towers.
You are getting
not-
buildings.
Yeah, it is definitely a very good tower hitter, but in the list of
10
absolute
seconds
hardest
remaining.
counters to
Lifestealer.
Lifestealer, Terrorblade is like #2 on that list,
5
followed by
seconds
Ursa.
remaining.
Or sorry, following Ursa. I guess you could maybe even argue that Terrorblade's even a harder counter.
Dire team back.
Because it-
Maybe not, but Ursa also counters in lane. Like Ursa counters all game long, whereas Terrorblade he's kind of like indifferent to Lifestealer in lane.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, but yeah, like we had brought up the proposition that like TB has not been showing up, even though it's like a swift ending
10
signature.
seconds
Are you okay
remaining.
there?
Sneezing. I've got a cold. Me and Charlie got the same cold. Don't
I
read
also
anything
have
into
that
it.
30
cold.
seconds remaining.
Oh, Andy's got it too.
Oh jeez. But yeah, Terrorblade is a swift ending signature and a hero that matches
Dire
up
team
fairly
pick.
well with Planet Dog's playstyle. Usually they like stuff that's a little more mid-game oriented, usually carries that are able to participate more in team fights, whereas Terrorblade is usually left to his own devices. But with the Ogre, you kind of you're able to get away
Radiant
with the
team
Terrorblade not
pick.
showing up because now you have Night Stalker and the Ogre both showing up to deal damage and cause chaos.
Wow.
Wow, some nice finishes there for both sides. We got the Legion, have that locked down for the Lifestealer, for his magic immunity, another issue for it. And the Batrider Scarlet, that extra bit of catch that you're absolutely going to need, and a lockdown to make sure Terrorblade doesn't get the chance. So you
They
pop
just
that Manta Style, pop that Sunder.
They snap-picked Batrider into a Legion
But they did
commander.
pick it
And
into a
Night
Legion.
Stalker.
And Night Stalker.
So I think overall, I'm feeling that you guys are going to say the same thing. I feel like Planet Dog again have got some. They've got a pretty damn good lineup here.
I think their lineup is actually quite a bit better. Than
More so
one
than the
that-
difference between the Game 1 lineups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know about more so than Game 1 for me, but definitely it's still much better than Mousesports, I feel. Because I guess Planet Dog, they
10
can
seconds
go wrong,
remaining.
I guess, a little bit in the mid-game phase, because we haven't seen how they're going to
5
handle Terrorblade
seconds remaining.
and how they play around a Terrorblade. And I think that that might be the weak point.
This used to be like one of his most played heroes.
That's true. Like, I have no issue with Swift Ending playing the hero, I just have
Yeah.
the issue with the rest of his team playing with Swift Ending playing the hero, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, if they can play around him playing a freaking Slark, I'm pretty sure they can play around him being a TB.
But Slark is super active in the mid-game. Terrorblade is
Well-
not nearly as mobile.
TB is active in the sense that you want to push with the TB, so you fight around him when he has meta.
Right.
So if you're like with your TB and you're pushing towers, you're still kind of active.
That's true. It'll just be more 5-man oriented
Yeah.
active.
Building hitty.
Building hitty.
Couldn't have
Yeah.
said it better myself.
I like to make up words.
I like it.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into this second game. Are you two going to stick around for this one?
Sure,
I'll
yeah.
stick
of course.
around.
Right, stick around for a bit of action.
You
here.
don't want me to. I'll go.
No, Ted Eyes. Stay here. We'll enjoy the action, as we're almost certainly going to get a lot of it. This game too, as we can see if Planet Dog can get that 2-0, or if Mousesports can level the playing field.
Who's handling the fun stream then?
Oh, it's just on hiatus for a moment.
Prepare
Okay.
for battle.
The
Well,
fun
it's
stream's
currently
here.
the
This
no
this
fun
is
We're
the fun
stream.
stream. We are the
Yes.
fun stream.
Alright.
with the action that we're going to see.
I was playing Domina and my run got wrecked, so I would.
What's up with this? Look, this fishes don't get smoked.
The what don't get smoked?
The fishes, look.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never even noticed those.
What is
before.
up with those?
It's the set.
Finding
It's
Nemo.
a manta ray,
It's
right?
a Finding Nemo homage.
Look, you got to Finding Nemo homage. Look, there's Nemo. There's what's Nemo's
No,
dad
I'm
called?
serious, it really is.
What's the Nemo dad?
Marlin.
What's the dad? What's it called?
Marlin.
Marlin. That's it. Marlin and Dory. On the good old manta ray. But here we have it. We'll see what we have in terms of lanes. MNT at the moment up top, looking to maybe put some pressure onto that lane, which is actually not going to be the safe lane by the looks of it from Planet Dog. They're taking Swift Ending down to the bottom for the time being and putting 3-3 here. So I guess this is what Planet Dog avoiding having that TB up against the Batrider?
I think it's more they just want to stop the Lifestealer from farming.
Okay.
I think like level 1, you can just skill meta. You like zone the Lifestealer for at least 2 waves. I mean, this is the blue boys again. It's the Ogre and the Night Stalker. Like these heroes, you can't check. Ogre has 8 armor.
Yeah.
They're gonna walk in.
The
They're going to prevent Madara from hitting creeps. I think they're already adjusting their lanes. Yeah, they had a ward down, so they watched the ingress of the tri lane of Planet Dog.
Nice use of ingress.
They said nope, and they just bailed. Because realistically, a 1v1 between a bat and a Lifestealer. Or
Yeah,
sorry,
but look at this. They're moving.
You say that.
Oh, they're going back up. But yeah, the 1v1 between the bat and the Legion. The Legion does fine, because you can just always purge yourself if you get too many stacks of sticky on you.
And you can get them. Just run out.
Yeah. Okay, so they're a little behind in their rotation, but
I shouldn't miss too much. Maybe a creep.
yeah, they're gonna miss like 1 or 2.
Oh, that's
Range
one.
creep.
Get that range creep tonight.
Oh, is he picking up a TP ready to move again? Yeah, he is.
My God.
As soon as he realizes they're making the move all over.
This is
Musical
how
lanes.
bad- This
Quick,
is
run to
how
the shop.
bad it
Run to the
is.
shop. Buy another TP. Come on, Swift Ending. You know you want to.
My goodness.
Are they going to move?
They're gonna
Are they gonna?
move.
He did it.
They're
He
gonna
bought
move.
the TP.
This is ridiculous.
He's following this Lifestealer. He wants him.
Okay,
And there
but-
we have it. Tag
But
team
see
back
now,
down.
Madara's TP's on cooldown now, so he cannot dodge anymore. This is the ultimate come at me bro move.
So yeah, Planet Dog just trying to assert their
Wow.
dominance on laning by making sure they get the matchup they want.
We know what I would have liked to see if they hadn't fully rotated. If they'd
Yeah.
left a couple of them by the shrine, one of them goes up and he's like, all right, I'm leaving again, and then they're all just instantly there. That
I
would have
think
been
we could
great.
have left Night Stalker in the top lane, but apparently he wants to really get in.
Let them go here.
Oh, the slows and the dots are going to be agony.
The Silencer is going to do a lot of work here, though. I really like the fact that Spartan skilled Glaives at level 1. The melee heroes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Milan trying to go on MNT. Who's going to be the one to give away first blood first? It's going to be
Oh, what?
Swift Ending who gets the first blood. They do lose the Night Stalker, but Planet Dog, they're the first to get that kill.
But Madara was able to pick up a kill there, which is
Yeah.
good for him. That'll help him. RM. It's been tough at the start, but now he's managed to get a kill. Wasn't first blood, unfortunately. That really would have saved the lane. But it's better than now.
I think the main problem is the more levels that they get on the side of Planet Dog, and especially, you know, in 90 seconds is going to be first night.
Yeah,
How
that's
are they gonna contest a Night Stalker then?
CS-wise as well, 8 for 3, 6 for 0, slight lead for Swift Ending. MNT still very much in the neighborhood with Spartan. The mid lane matchup, very even at the moment. Both heroes getting the trade of farm. Top lane, what are we seeing? 3-3 with the 7 for 3, Skylar with the 5 for 0, so slight edge for Planet Dog in that aspect as well. Milan actually to pick up an Invis rune, making a beeline before he goes towards Thug in the middle lane. Level 2, Thug relatively low. This should be a clean-cut kill here as they jump
nice
forward.
and easy.
Very nice gank there with the Invis rune.
Was watching yesterday, I think it was a Sand King that picked up... no, it wasn't a Sand King. Oh, what was it? Another hero. Picked up an Invis rune, went mid, and they were up against the DP, and the DP just hid by the tower. Just knew.
Yep.
Just knew, like, well, where else is he going to go? Like, I haven't seen him in 20 seconds. We know he picked up the Invis rune. They obviously didn't see it. I think that's the difference that warding those runes makes.
Yeah, and obviously the Mousesports do have this ward here, but as we saw, when the Night Stalker makes the move back and forth from the mid lane across there, they have no idea what's going on around the rune spot, so he can make that surprise play in mid. Well, mid lane, Thug getting aggressive, forcing Kaiser to jump back. Top lane, Skylark's actually been forced out of the lane. So 3-3 definitely going to start to take a lead now that there's no bat to worry about for at least a wave.
Wait, he forced him out of the lane? He doesn't even have a stick. What?
Who doesn't have a stick?
The Legion
Commander.
Oh, wow.
doesn't have a stick.
Yeah,
I guess the heals have just been enough, but...
I guess he bought the oof first and just ran at him?
0 points in Moment of Courage also.
Wow.
I mean, it actually kind of... It makes sense, though, if you look at the item build, because he bought Orb of Venom, and the movement speed from the overwhelming odds really helps in being able to chase people down. Yeah. I mean, I really like Moment of Courage, too, like a value point, but in this case, if you're just trying to bully the offlaner, although you are also technically the offlaner.
15 seconds roughly before the first night. And Lifestealer, I don't really think that Ogre can leave and join Nightstalker, but I think that Nightstalker can definitely continue bullying the Queen of Pain mid.
Yeah, he heads straight mid. Just when Night hits, he's going to be right there. Blast some creeps instead.
Yeah, he wants to get the waves back into a decent pop-up, so Swiss I think can farm. I don't know, I mean, Madara is still doing alright. He's actually ahead of Swift Ending in terms of CS. I think the Silencer skill choice actually kind of salvaged the lane. Like, getting the glaives really early on. Like, never underestimate how much orb walking can do in a lane of 3 melee heroes.
Yeah.
Milan.
Oh, this could be trouble.
He's looking for a wraparound, but again, it's hard to do so. Mouse are playing it very safe. Keeping Madara out of harm's way.
Treant Protector is headed over to the mid lane.
Lifestealer actually keeping up with him, overtaking him slightly on farm, so well done Madara there.
Quite able to make the go, and it's going to be indeed now Milan looking towards the mid lane, but there's a double DD tree.
Oh wow.
Here we go. Bit of a go on to him. Thug, a little low on mana.
Runs over the cliff is ridiculous.
But it costs 80 mana, Pyrian. Is that not balanced? I mean, if it was something like 50, that would be broken. But
Right, of course.
Boom, boom. I see where you went.
yeah. You have to keep in mind that a lot of the CS that Madara is getting right now is because Metamorphosis has been triggered and it's on cooldown, so he feels very confident. But now that it's back up and running again, Nightsucker decides to stroll on down.
Here we go, Milan. Looking to try and go onto Madara. Does he get off the silence before the rage? So quick fingers from the Lifestealer. Allow him to back up in time. Get caught out by that rotation. Top lane, 3-3. Still on par with the CS of Skylark.
Legion's having a great time.
I have not seen Skylark get manhandled like this in a very long time.
Yeah, he's still getting farm, but certainly having to leave the lane quite frequently.
But this is also the hero matchup, I think.
It is.
You can never really kill the Legion unless they make a mistake.
But you shouldn't really be getting zoned out either as a bad rider, I feel.
What do you do, though, against Legion if he just runs at you? I mean,
Firefly, I guess.
Yeah, you pop Firefly, and then if the Legion still has the movement speed from overwhelming odds, you just walk away.
Yeah, the Orb of Venom is definitely a very clever pickup from...
Scarlet's come towards the mid lane, looking to come in for a rotation. They'll force out the orb. Skylark going deep here, trying to close the gap. He doesn't have level 6, so no lasso. And in fact, Kaiser just turned, drops the Dream Coil. The Sonic Wave will be there to finish off the kill. Can they get 3-3 as well? He's coming with the duel. He's not going to get the victory. And now the level 6 was hit off the back of the puck kill. And that will secure the double for Thug. He does lose his life. So a bit of a weird rotation from Skylark, coming in pre-6, but it ends up paying off as they do get the double before Thug loses his life.
Build up 2 solo laners in quick succession. Queen of Pain did not give up any experience.
Yeah, 33 actually had the overwhelming odds up. He just couldn't get it off in time before the lasso came out.
Bottom lane, Milan trying to go in again onto Madara, but MNT's back up.
Did this Nightstalker not have a TP or something?
Keep him off.
No, he does not.
Yeah, well, that was like a prime counter TP initiation. Like I'm confiscating this lane from you.
Actually, what happened was he died in bottom lane. I remember now because I was watching bottom when you guys were watching mid. He walked in and they were tower diving Madara. Madara was really low, and Milan basically died because of the dive, and that's why he couldn't TP.
Oh.
Yeah.
So 4 for 3 at the moment. Slight lead for Mousesports, but only very slightly.
It's been very even mid.
Yeah.
Farm is almost identical. They both died, I think, once. I mean, if you count Quap's death That's twice, the one that she died to tower. But she'll take that. I mean, she was there for a double.
They actually transitioned the TV out of the off lane.
Oh, and with the protection as well.
Punish him, Swift. Yeah, incredibly squishy.
Should be pretty dead.
He has got those stick charges. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't look to be with an napalm stacking up. They dive in, get the kill.
Okay.
Nice reaction there to the movement of the Terrorblade. J4 and Kaiser coming into the neighborhood. They do have a Dream Coil, but this is very hard for the two of them to do much. They'll try and hold back Thug and Skylark with the coil, but it's not enough to keep J4 alive. As the Ogre gets taken down, 3-3 does come in. He does have a duel available. He's looking to go for Skylark because he knows that lasso is going to be there for the reaction, but he's not able to do anything. He just allows Kaiser to get lasso. Kaiser has already used the orb. He's now been silenced up. The burst comes through from the Sonic Wave, and they take the puck down as well. Now the duel's laid down. Swift Ending coming in with the Metamorphosis will be able to rectify it a little bit with the takedown onto the bat. Didn't get it in time, though, for the successful duel win. So overall, again, Mousesports making a very good rotation and great reaction, as you said, to the fact that Swift Ending was moved up top. Thug was straight up there and hot on his case.
It was just a really kind of sluggish reaction from Planet Dog, and also that was a save your friend syndrome. You don't really see that too often in high-level Dota games, when people kind of just linger in one by one, start to use spells, and they don't really use them in an optimal manner. They're just trying to save somebody.
It almost felt like they thought they had Ion Shell on them or something like that.
Yeah, right? That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a very awkward engagement. Something that we haven't seen Planet Dog do pretty much at all. Like, all day.
Top lane. MNC and Spartan heading up as well. See where they take Swift Ending. He's just clearing up the small camp at the moment. But Mousesports definitely bringing the numbers up here to try and match the presence of the TB. Bottom lane, Madara. He's going to go in a little bit onto Milan. Shouldn't quite have the damage to really be too much of a threat. As he forces Milan down to half. Not enough to get the kill and finish it off. Thug, we'll almost certainly see him make another rotation as soon as that Sonic Wave's back up in just under a minute. Kaiser has that Dream Coil once again, but as we've seen, it's been quite hard for him to make something happen with it. As a lot of the times the coil is dropped, but they haven't got quite enough damage to bring any of the members of Mousesports over the edge.
Whoa.
This is a remarkably even game if you look at the farm between the comparable heroes. The mids are very similar, carries are very similar. It's, there's not much in it. I thought it would be easier for Dog.
Well, the laning phase didn't go quite to plan, I feel, with the aggro lane.
Yeah.
Madara was still farming pretty much on par. Swift Ending, you are dead.
Yeah, they may not even need to use the lasso. They don't need to do so. They just firefly around him. There's going to be reactions coming through. Can they punish Mouse for getting that pick off? It doesn't look like they can. Again, it looks a bit like the save your friend syndrome, as you talked about, Andy. They will get the silence and the coil out. The Sonic Wave flies through, not quite enough to finish off the puck, but the curse onto 3. They do get a duel win successfully, but J4 is going to tick out almost certainly, as well as Milan, as Spartan picks up the double kill, getting +2 left, right, and center, as he's up to 16 stolen intelligence at 11 minutes in. And again, another very awkward fight from Planet Dog on their own half of the map, as Mousesports just swarm them as they move over to get that big old Terrorblade kill, plus more.
Dude, this silencer is going to be gigantic in terms of int. This literally the smartest silencer you've ever seen.
He's getting clever.
I don't know, they're very disjointed fights coming in from Planet Dog.
This is what my concern was in the draft. Like, they pick a Terrorblade, they're not playing the way you need to play around a Terrorblade. They're playing as if it's a much tankier hero.
Yeah, but Slark, I would argue, like at least at 11 minutes.
Oh yeah,
is still...
so maybe not Slark, but like the other carries that they've been playing throughout this series, today in general, like Life Stealers, other heroes along those lines, like that's how they're reacting to Swift Ending pretty much. Terrorblade is not that hero. He had Sunder actually, but I guess maybe with Stick Napalm wasn't allowed to turn around in time.
I think the curse kicked in just at the end as well,
true, yeah.
so the timing was there with that silence. They're going to smoke up, but look, MNC
he just gets popped on immediately. Swift Ending's like, guys,
I think there's a tree here. I mean, can they actually find anything off the back of that?
There's no way this works.
You would hope not, because they must not.
I don't know if Tree saw it. It was nighttime, so I don't know if Tree saw it.
Oh, that global, very nicely done, just in case. just in case. You know, Spartan drops it, he says, Thug, I told you to get back, and he's like, look, now we're below the ultimate.
Where's Swift ending going? Why isn't he popping meta and hitting the tower with his team? Okay, now he's coming back.
Smoke got popped. I'm gonna stay there.
Let's try and focus for the easier kill, going on to Spartan, but there is the chance for Mouz to turn this one around. Not quite level 6 on the tree. J4 just go for the straight up TP to get out of there, and he will do so. Dream call from Kaiser onto 3, but still Mouz pushing forward. Skylight has the lasso available, closing the gap onto Kaiser. Phase shift to dodge the flame break, but Kaiser still falling low. The boot comes out from MNT. They lose the puck. Now with the burst, the nuke damage from the Legion in return, Batrider will fall. Milan chasing down Spartan. This could be the fight for Planet Dog to come out on top, but Thug, he says he's not done yet. Blinks back in, still has a Sonic Wave to play with, and out it comes. Onto 2, jumping forward. There is a Shrine here, enough to save 3-3. He's shrining up, trying his best to man fight against Thug, looking for the procs. It's not going to happen though. Thug finds the triple kill. As once again, Mousesports taking team fight after team fight.
Good quapping. Really good quapping.
Good quapping.
You can see why they pick it up as their first pick in the draft.
That was bad batting though. He thinks he's too cool for these lassos, I feel. Like he was on puck the entire time, and he just refused to lasso. He's like, I'm gonna go for the Legion Commander instead, and moved up. Legion Commander got a free duel victory because by the time Batrider closed the gap to get in range for the lasso, he lost too much HP.
I mean, I guess he's just worried about it being purged off straight away by the Legion.
That's true.
That makes it difficult, you know.
It is frustrating. Prior to, you know, when he gets Blink, you probably won't see that particular situation arise very much anymore. But until that point, yeah, it can be a bit of a suffer. Fortunately, Skylark is looking good on the net worth. He's got his drums already. He's getting close to the Blink Dagger.
Nearly on the same.
I think it's also nice to hold on to the lasso, especially in like you were saying about the Legion can cancel it. Right. As long as you've got it, they're aware that the lasso is still there. So it's just kind of like
you have to sit on the press.
Yeah, you're just holding it back, so she's got to hold back as well. So maybe time to fight around.
Radiant's top tower is under
Push comes in from Mouz on the middle. Take the tier 1 already. You've got Skylark sweeping around with the Firefly. He's going to have vision here off the Legion Commander. 3-3 dragged back by the lasso. You can't save yourself, but now the Global coming out as well. There's no escape for the Legion. They take down 3-3. And Mouz for more. Farm onto Milan as they start to stack it up. He's forced back, but Mouz again. Get the tier 1. Get themselves a clean kill. The classic combo, the Flaming Lasso and Global Silence, making it a surefire pick-off for the side.
It is incredibly hard to counter that. That initiation, you need like Lotus Orbs, BKBs, Manta Style, stuff like that. Otherwise, the hero that just gets lassoed is done for. Nothing you can do to save them.
Terrorblade's sort of been left to his own devices for a bit. I'm sure he's fine with that, but he's got the Dragon Mask now.
I mean, it's definitely not been the most impressive Terrorblade performance. I mean, Swift Ending used to play this hero a lot. So I'm kind of surprised that he's been getting kind of caught out in the positions that he was in. Like when he originally transitioned to the top lane, like just letting himself die pretty much straight away. I guess part of that's on the supports too, but feels like his farming patterns are very greedy. And when you're playing against a team that has heroes like Batrider and stuff like that, and Lifestealer,
and Tree's gonna go look for you as well.
Yeah,
he's gonna scout you out.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
That's why you so often see the early rotation of the Terrorblade. Once he hits 7, you max meta, you go to the safe lane with your team, and you kill the enemy safe lane tier 1. That play is specifically because a lot of the time, either the mid player from the other team or the supports are going to be looking for you.
Right. Thing is, Andy, you give them a few easy kills early on, and they think they've handled you. That's what you do.
Yeah, Terrorblade is...
You sucker them in, and they think, no, we killed him a couple of times. Maybe we can go do other things.
Look how much int I have, guys. I have 20 int at 16 minutes into the game. We could totally win this.
Not smart enough to not get blasted by Terrorblade. I can tell you that much.
As we see here, this smoke that they went for, unsuccessful. You're still being at this point where they don't have that crucial blink pickup on 3-3 to be able to catch heroes like the Lifestealer when he rages away. Blink now done for the bat. Skylark himself, as you said, once he has now got that blink, there'll be very, very good potential for him to catch out those key heroes like the Legion Commander at the start of the fight.
We haven't really seen a Night Stalker be able to do much in the sense of countering the bat, but I guess we're not quite to that stage in the game. Vision restriction is very good against bat. Dream MNT getting it cut out here. MNT.
I'm going to pop the dust for him. TPs are going to come through. So MNT finding a bit of action. Skylark has the lifestealer inside him straight away. There's the jump onto the Legion commander, making sure that there's no save. 3-3 take it down. J4 to fall as well as Mouz come in big with the lifestealer bomb, taking down 3, holding on to that tier 2 and sending the rest of Planet Dog packing. And it really was exactly what we're saying. With that blink, Skylark straight in onto Legion. There's no reaction, and they didn't even need to use Global Silence for a very easy 3 kills.
Man, they seem out of sorts this game, Planet Dog. Maybe Tsunami was more accurate than maybe even they knew. It's like, oh god, our Terrorblade doesn't have enough farm. We're just kind of dying everywhere. The more I think about it too, we talk a lot about the synergy of the Silencer and the Bat and the initiation potential with Global Silence. But when you get stacked with Sticky Napalm and you have Arcane Curse on you, you just can't run. Like, every single person who is caught in the wake of those 2 spells pretty much is going to get chased down if they don't have a TP scroll.
Right.
And that is, I think, kind of a lot of what we're seeing is in those engagements, they get hit by the curse, they get hit by the napalm, there's Firefly everywhere, they just get burned down. Like, the armor of their heroes doesn't mean anything because all the damage that they're dying to is pretty much magical at this point.
And you've got a Bat covering you in fire, you've got a Quap doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and you've got a Lifestealer hungrily gobbling up the ground, eating people.
It's a kid shows that he doesn't actually eat people.
He does. He's the Lifestealer. You ever seen him? He feasts. One of his spells is called Feast, Andrew.
He borrows it. Gives it back
I don't know.
Later.
Stealing and borrowing are very different things.
NT on the side gets the 3-man overgrowth, 2-man Sonic Wave to follow through as Legion and Ogre hit the decks. Milan chased up to the high ground. Planet Dog lose a 3rd as Kaiser as well cannot get himself stuck into this fight. He drops the Dream Coil, but with 3 of his friends dead, there's no follow-up. And again, Mouz just getting these superior jumps, and Planet Dog just can't find a break. They're not being allowed to do so at all. It's all falling apart 20-8 and 19 minutes in. They just can't slow it down.
Yeah, they need to buy time for the Terrorblade, but, you know, Mouz aren't giving him any breathing room. Just constant pressure. Every time Lasso's up, they're constantly looking for engagements.
Really nice movement from MNT, getting those wards down, seeing the opportunity to get that overgrowth set up. Dara, so close to having that Deso done as well, and at that point, whoever he goes on is going to evaporate. Thug has that Linken's, and you always know it's a little bit worrying when he has a Linken's before the Legion has a blink, and in fact, with the way that the game's going, 33,
wow,
he's queuing up the armlet. He's not even going to try for the blink dagger with the pace this game's going.
That's going to hurt them a lot.
I think it's one of those items that you buy. Oh no, he switched back. He went back for the blink.
I mean, they need some sort of catch. That's the problem. I mean, the Dream Coil just isn't enough at this stage. They have to hard lock down at least someone.
It's actually a lack of damage. It's not really the. It's not really as much the control, I feel, as it is the inability of the heroes to be able to do damage with their abilities. Like with a level 1 Fire Blast and a level 1 Ignite, your Ogre is not a damage dealer. That's not what he is. He's a Bloodlust bot.
If anything, I think the Legion Blink Dagger is more along the ideas of I need to create more space for my Terrorblade. It's not about me anymore, it's about the TB, because no matter how much Form 33 gets, he still can't carry the command. But Swift Ending, if you give him enough room, he will come back.
Skylark has a Lifestealer inside him, straight up with the lasso and the race, but Swift Ending gets the Sunder off. Dream Coil's down onto 2, and these are huge kills for Planet Dog to get. They take Madara, they take Skylark. Massive kills. Just getting the Sunder out in time, and Milan already heading over towards the mid, seeing if they can get more out of this.
That was ambitious.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess they figured that the Terrorblade had been caught out a few times, so maybe he's just alone this time. But no. Planet Dog right on top of him.
If you want to go for a move like that, then you also need to be willing to commit global.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't drop the
I thought they did.
No, there was just the silence. I think we saw. I think Knights took a silence, one of them, but yeah, Mouse themselves, they didn't use the global silence.
Yeah, there was no global. They might have been under the impression that they would have killed him in the time of the last.
That's a risky game, though.
Well, obviously, they lost 2 heroes.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, if you're thinking about it from the long term, you know, it's like, okay, if we can do it and not use global, it's better.
But they're so far ahead that like you use global, who cares? They haven't even taken their first Roche yet.
From a lineup perspective, they're ahead, but from a net worth and experience perspective, they're not really that far ahead.
Not now. Let's tick back down.
I mean, as soon as Swift Ending gets a Manta style, this game is going to get real hard.
Especially for lifesteal.
They're looking at Roche, but of course, lifesteal, they're not really the best at doing this. That certainly will help, but it's not a quick rush. That's for sure. And Planet Dog, if they get wind of this, they can certainly come in and contest it.
Oh, they've got all their ults.
It's kind of hard against Fat.
I think you've got tree ult, you've got quap ult, you've got global silence.
Yeah, I guess with this,
grab someone and haul them off.
As split up as they are as well, there's no way that they can get in.
Fat used to be called King of Roshan at one point, just because of how much vision he provides around the pit, his ability to pull people horrendously out of position. This was like back in the old Roshan pit, not the new one, but he's still very, very good for Roshan fights.
Okay, they get Roche and straight up Skylight, looking for more action. But he's going for the efficiency.
Just stacking.
Gets the stack.
Stacking while he's there. Silencer, no block, please.
That's a report.
That is a ping.
Of all people, you would expect Spartan to not do that.
He appreciates efficiency like Envy does.
Was that wall blocking? No, it wasn't.
No. No, it was him.
Oh, the D-ward as well. Didn't quite catch it. Mouse.
He's got 32 in.
Nice.
Are you a Silencer fan, Ted?
No, I despise him.
Ah. But you can live
I can
vicariously through him.
appreciate the gains that he's achieved.
Nice.
And I've played, you know, with a Silencer on my team a bunch of times, and it's great to see, you know, a Silencer with a good health and brain. But no, I think he's one of the worst heroes in Dota, and I don't think he should exist.
Have you not seen his Silencer video?
I think he means worse in the sense that he doesn't like playing.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Press no one's allowed to have fun, isn't that right?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, if that's the case, doesn't that mean like he's like a dad hero, right? He starts.
He shushes everybody.
Yeah, he's like, everyone shut up, go sit in a corner. So that should be like right up your alley, Ted.
I don't want to be dadded. I'm the dad. Right? I'm the daddy.
He plays Dota to escape.
Fair enough.
Swift Ending is now back at, well, I say back at the top, he's now at the top of the net worth. Manta Star, Dragon Lance, and now closing in on that BKB about halfway there. So he's really put himself back into the game. They've certainly managed to slow down the pace, Planet Dog. Yeah. And get the space that this Terrorblade needed.
They're also building a Linken's on the puck. It's a pretty standard puck item, but in this game in particular, you would probably buy Yules for yourself if you didn't have a Terrorblade. I think he wants to buy the Linken's specifically to put on Swift Ending, so when they're sieging, they have like the Linken's, he has BKB Manta. It becomes very difficult to engage on that hero, and it allows them to, I would say pretty safely at least, take the tier 2s.
Yeah, their whole job is just to empower this team. And that's the other thing with Legion Commander as well. Blink Dagger is not even necessarily for Blink Duel, but it's also you can Blink press the attack and not be kind of in a position to get caught out.
Yeah, press the attack, Bloodlusted Terrorblade. My lord.
Yeah, multicast Bloodlust potentially.
That is actually terrifying. Illusions might not do as much damage against towers as they used to, but they hit heroes real hard.
Yes, they do.
Well,
by the way, sorry, do you see this Veil puck, like first item Veil over Blink? I've seen a lot of people doing that.
There's a couple of reasons. The main reason is it allows you to build double null, which is great for dominating your lane. Allows you to have consistent CS. It's incredibly good for stats. Does a lot of damage. Madara going a little bit ham here.
Yeah, they're looking to try and hold this tier 1. Milan trying for the TP out, and he's not going to make it. They'll drop it last time.
Yeah, they're like, get him. We can't have this in our back door. No way.
Another +2 for the Silencer.
Well, objective achieved. They got out.
More in.
+2 for the Silencer player. They're not really going to be able to make much use of this Aegis though, which is a really good thing for Planet Dog. Getting the high ground siege going for Mouz, I think, is almost 100% reliant getting picks. Like, if you don't kill someone before you start the siege, a lifestealer is not going to be able to hit a tower against a TB.
Yeah.
I guess you could maybe bait meta and then hope that it wears off and try to siege at that point.
That lead that Mousesports got early on is certainly starting to level out that 4K and not increase too much more. Swift ending with the BKB complete. He is going to be a lot harder to get on.
He's getting scary.
Yeah. He can definitely have a very high chance of getting at least one Sunder off in these fights.
Just wait until he has a Scotty after that BKB.
Oh, Lord.
Then we're going to have real issues.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think Mouz certainly doing what they need to do. Put this pressure on whilst they do still have this advantage. Looking for the tier 3 tower here. Milan's come back.
Are they not defending this? They are not defending this.
My goodness.
Or...
I sense a mistake.
Well, I mean,
they've got a Terrorblade. They can
Yeah,
do
they
a
do.
lot.
Terrorblade kills the base way faster than they do.
Look at this Glyzo just munching away at it, but then go Terrorblade.
So, yeah, they do get the racks. Now they TP back.
They're playing a dog are 16 over 9 and don't have an
They do get the lasso though, and the Sonic Wave. Swift Denny, does he get the chance for the Sunder? He does!
Wow.
Manta's out of the overgrowth, turns towards Doug. Doug gets the blink out in time. Madara, now the focus,
he's
he's
burning.
falling so low, but Madara survives. They take down Swift Denny, they do get the Ogre. So despite the split push play, Mouz still very much come out on top. They get the melee racks, they get back, and they get that Terrorblade off them. And with the Treant being on their side, they'll be able to rectify all the damage that was done. It was a bit of a risk from Planet Dog, and it looked like it could pay off, but Mousesports just with the timing to make sure things go all Mousesports' way.
He was so close to killing the Queen there, too.
No.
Queen blinked away with like a sliver of health.
How was Lifestealer like surviving through all of that though?
Dude, Medallion and Tree Armor. MNT used the Medallion on him, and he had a couple of charges of Tree Armor left. Because he stopped taking damage, and I was like, why is he not taking damage? And it's because of Living Armor.
And because he has a halberd?
He's only just got the halberd finished.
okay.
He only had
Yeah,
the
he
sandwich
finished it
last
out.
round.
Yeah, it was
gonna make it even worse.
It was all MNT.
Okay.
He pretty much ensured that Madara didn't die there. I mean, ultimately, the decision to go for that push, unless someone was like lacking a TP scroll, which I guess is possible, I feel like that's a desperation play when I don't feel like it was really a desperate situation.
No, Aegis was timing out, your Terrorblade's getting a lot of farm, you didn't get picked anywhere. It was a full 5-on-5 if you wanted it to be.
I honestly think they just TP to base, pop meta, and like that high ground push is really difficult for Mouz. I mean, one rack's down and just a melee. It's not even a full lane. And they did open up the tier 3s.
True.
So or open up the shrines. They can kill the shrines now.
Yeah. They may start to get ready for a push again as they come back down bottom, but in 20 seconds, Global will be back there. Sonic Wave will also be up and ready for the next defense. Doug well on his way towards that Assault Cuirass. So, as we saw last time, he was locked down. I believe he would have had that, indeed had that plate man. Maybe, you know, having that boosted armor definitely helping him against the assault of the Terrorblade.
Yeah, you want to pretty much be as tanky as humanly freaking possible against that physical damage output.
Solar Crest now picked up on that, so getting the tools together themselves to make sure that Swift Ending can feel confident. Going for those sort of plays, just frontlining it, and not worrying too much about even being lassoed, with the hope that you're going to be able to survive throughout it and get the chance to Sunder, like he did last team fight.
Well, the puck also has Lincoln down too. That'll help a lot.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go for another like actual siege, then you have the Lincoln Sphere, the Solar Crest as well. Nice TPs.
Oh, it's a Manta Ray he's flying.
Yeah. You just realized?
I've got to get that. That's awesome.
Dude, it's like the rare one.
I've got to get it. I don't care.
Actually, I don't think it's the super rare one, so it's not too expensive.
I got the golden life stealer thing.
No, but the rare ones you can't buy. Those aren't marketable.
No, I thought the rare ones were marketable.
No,
Or is it just the super, the top?
The ultra rare.
Ah, so you're gonna have to get someone to gift it to you, Ted.
Is it one of the immortal treasures?
I think I've got one, Ted. I'll send you one, Ted.
Will you?
I think I've actually got
Alright,
one.
you've got that on record now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got multiple ones of these. I never played Bat.
Oh, I love him.
I'll send it to you, Ted.
He's a hero I don't play often, but when I do, I'm like, damn, I got to play more Bat. This hero's tones.
Yeah,
It really does.
Skylark getting some good lassos off.
Like, there's so many good things about him. He's good in lane. He has great initiation, which is just game winning. He farms really fast with Firefly if you get stacks, so you can like catch up or get even further ahead if you've had a good lane. And he's just fun, dude. Rides a bat. I mean, come on.
And all those reasons are why Ice Frog has only nerfed that hero for about 5 years.
Yeah, he's tried. I honestly think he's not even. Like, you could try nerfing him, but the nature of how big that jump ability is. Get someone and bring them to you without a risk of missing. You know, it's not like a Pudge. I love Pudge, but Pudge Hook, you know, you can miss. And it's also, I do love Pudge a lot, but I think back gives you a lot more.
Consistency is key.
Yeah. I mean, the Firefly is really cute.
Whoa, look at this.
Oh,
Straight
wow.
off the bat, ready to fight. Global comes out. Swift ending. Puts the Mana Star, but the Overgrowth comes through. He does still have a Sunder to use. Pops the BKB. The duel is there. They'll take down the tree. Swift ending starting to follow, but there's the Sunder onto Madara. Trying to go for the stun of the Thug, but the Lincoln's blocks him. Madara looking to man up. They'll take down the Terrorblade. Madara keeping himself alive. J4 tries for the TP out. Kaiser jumps in, bursts down the Aegis. They've already killed off the Treant and the Silencer, but it's Thug and Skylark continuing to stand strong. Orchid thrown down onto the puck as Thug moves forward beyond godlike as he picks up the double kill. And I mean, Thug's willingness there, as soon as they get Roshan, he gets zipped up to the high ground, looking to kick off the action.
Just fearless, completely took Dog by surprise. I don't think they were expecting him to just fling his body in there.
I think the plan was that Planet Dog just snap pop BKBs, and then Silencer has the freest global of his life because there's no like pulling around like, do I activate the BKB after the silence or do I activate it before? Once pop jumps in, you don't have a choice.
Right.
I mean, all things considered, if there was no Aegis there, they probably would have won the fight, and Thug also consumed the cheese.
Thug, be careful now, because they get what they wanted. They got the melee racks. Play it slow and steady. Skylark does have Madara inside him, and he may look to try and drag someone out of the base. Here we go, finds Milan, drags back the Night Stalker. Shiva's guard out as well from Thug as Night Stalker's taken out.
He keeps dying. Like, this is not good. They keep losing the Night Stalker.
He has died. He has died. He's 10 deaths. He's a third of the deaths on the side. He's died a lot, this Night Stalker, this game.
They really handled him.
They're on the verge of taking even more Mouse in this game too. Looking to bring the series to a 1-1. Can they put a stop to it, Planet? They jump in, they have the duel onto the Batrider, but the Overgrowth holding the Legion back through the BKBs, rooted up. Dream Calls drops down. Madara though going to work onto 3-3. He tries to run. Swift ending is beating down into the Lifestealer, falling low. The Sonic Wave comes out onto Swift. He does still have that Sunder to play with. Moving forward, looking for Madara, turns the armor on, keeping himself alive. There's the Sunder. Turns towards MNT, takes his life. Reflection onto Madara. The nuke from the Legion Commander finishes him off. Swift ending goes towards the silence. He gets a second. The global comes out just in time. But they do hold the base here, Planet Dog, getting a couple of big kills. Thug jumping in, looking to make sure the trade goes his way. Stick charges and the heal from Legion, keeping Milan alive. Blink back from Thug. Skylark throws back a flame break before he blinks back on the retreat. But the damage already done. They took the melee racks. All that's left standing is that last range rack on the bottom lane for Planet Dog. As Mouse continue to really keep that lead. It does cost them bodies, but they really don't care at this stage of the game with how much damage they've done to the base. Still maintaining a very strong 15,000 net worth lead. As I really feel it's just at that point where Planet Dog, they just can't get themselves back on top of this game. They struggled too much earlier on. Skylark looking for more as he jumps in with the lasso. Instant silence onto the Night Stalker. Bless him. He's gone down 11th time, Milan. It's been a rough game for him, as they have just been on him countlessly, time and time again.
You know, we have been here before quite a bit over the last few days. One building left. Surely they win. I think Mouse have got the cojones to finish this game and take a gamble.
I mean, the way that Thug's been playing.
They definitely
Look, is it 15-2-13? This, I mean, they pick it up first. I mean, do you ban the Queen of Pain because of how well Thug can play it and the willingness to draft it just straight up?
I don't think it's a draft issue. To me, it's not an issue of drafting at all. As you see, they just get Mega there.
What? On to 2. They will get the stun out. They do get the duel off onto the Batrider, but again, the overgrowth through the BKB, buying time for the Batrider to survive. Scarlet, he blinks out of it all. He gets the blink off out of it because none of the damage was coming through thanks to that overgrowth. MT trying to take Madara out back to safety. He's infested into the tree. He's going to jump back out though. He's ready to fight. Swift Ending does get off the Sunder, turns towards Madara, but Madara out damaging this TV with ease. GG, well played is called as it's all over for Planet Dog here in game 2. 1-1 as Mousesports take the victory. What a performance indeed. Madara finishing off with an ultra kill.
It's gonna be a long day.
We've got a great best of 5 on our hands. Yeah. Spartan there with the straight up call. He's not wrong. This could be a big old series. It's back and forth action. Both teams showing us their strengths already in these first 2 games, but definitely a very, very commanding and dominating victory for Mousesports in that game. It just never quite went Planet Dog's way.
I don't think that Planet Dog played their